All right, we're starting today with 3.5, looking at using equations. This is all about word problems. So if you ever struggle with word problems, this is a great method to get you to do better on word problems. It also works in life sort of situations. If you're facing life, the beginning of this, I like what it says here. When you're facing challenges in life, you should read the Bible to find God's plan and then carry out his plan to solve your problem. Afterwards, you can check to see how God led you through the situation. It's a great habit to be in. Not exactly what we're doing here with math, but it is a good parallel. As it applies to math and a word problem, you've got something like this one right here, this example. Contractor charges $50 for a service call plus $6 per hour for his work. How long, it should say, will he have to work to earn $350? So you read the problem carefully, you choose a variable for the unknown. So we read through and we see $50 plus 60 per hour, and we want to know how much he earns, so how long it takes, so how many hours. So that's our unknown, because it says how long will it take, so that's how many hours. So we get that 50 plus 60, and they're using W for work hours, equals the amount 350. Plan, that's the plan in the algebraic equation that you come up with when you're walking through this. And then you solve it like we've done with two-step. You're going to subtract the 50 first from both sides. You get 60W equals 300. Then 60W means 60 times W, so to undo multiplication, you divide. So we do 60W divided by 60 is 300 divided by 60. W is left on the left, and 300 divided by 60 is 5, and then it's hours. Big thing with word problems is you do need to put the units. You can't just put a number, say 5. Well, if we were talking about dollars and hours, both in this question. So if you just put 5, it's unclear that it's hours instead of dollars. And then you check to make sure that answer is reasonable and correct by plugging it back into the equation you first had, that 50 plus 60W equals 350. You check and make sure 50 plus 60 times 5 is 50 plus 300, which is 350. That's how you check and make sure you got it right. That will indeed give you perfect scores on the quizzes if you take time to check. So here's some more examples that we can look at. Zoomed in so it's actually legible. All right. Number 2 here, 120 feet of fences needed to enclose a rectangular garden that is 20 feet wide. What is the length of the garden? Okay. So this is telling us about all the way around the garden. So you're going to have 2 widths and 2 lengths. So that's where they get this 2 times. And they say that it is 120 feet all the way around. So this is a good old perimeter. If you remember back to finding the perimeter of a rectangle, you may have just learned add all the sides, but the technical equation is 2 times width plus 2 times length equals the perimeter. So that's what they're getting here for the plan. Your algebraic expression is 2 times the length, x, plus 2 times the width, 20, which was up here, it's 20 feet wide, equals 120, which is the amount of fences needed to enclose the rectangular garden. So then we just do our solving. So 2 times 20 is 40, and now we have a 2-step problem to where we subtract 40 from both sides. We get 2x by itself equals 120 minus 40, which is 80. Then we have 2 times x is what 2x means again. So we divide by 2. 80 divided by 2, we get 40-foot length. I have to put length because we have 20 foot wide. So we need to have length there in our units. When we check to make sure that that makes sense, we put 2 times x, which was 40, plus 2 times 20. 2 times 40 is 80. 2 times 20 is 40. 80 plus 40 is 120. We are good. So that is the example. See down here, we got another example, example 3. You can go ahead and read through that yourself. If you're confused, do every single step. Read the problem carefully. You get the pieces. Then you plan it out. You get the equation. You do the solving. You get the answer. You plug the answer back into the plan to see if it indeed equals the outcome. Then this 4-point checklist, read, plan, solve, and check, something I want to see done on any word problem that we have going forward, especially in 3.5, but also on the test, you'll get full credit if you're showing each one of the 4 steps. If you just give me an answer, you will not get full credit because I want you to be able to walk through these word problems and make them less confusing for yourself. Then we have these 2 examples right up here, if I can get to them, from example 3. This is in your book, by the way. I mean, I made the copies from your book if you haven't figured that out yet. But these 2, skill check 1 and 2, I do not have the answers for them. I actually want you to work on them, and if you turn them into me when we meet together in class, I will give you extra points. So I'm not going to mention this other than this video. So if you're taking notes, I would take a huge note. Hey, I need to do skill check 1 and 2 to get extra points. Another example, number 4 here, example 4 and example 5, probably be able to read it better in your book. But look through those again, looking at the information that they get, how they're using the 4 steps. They're not naming them here. So we read, we plan, we read, we plan, we solve, and then we check. So read, plan, solve, check. Read, plan, solve, check on that too. Another extra credit opportunity right there in skill check 2. You'll put them on 1 piece of paper, you'll turn them in, write extra credit and your name on it, and you'll get credit next time we meet. You're just going to turn it in. I'm not going to remind anybody of anything when it comes to the extra credit. If you want the extra credit, you need to discipline yourself to be able to remember to turn it in. It is due the next time you see me in class. All right, and then we get into the exercises. It would be wise for you to start on these because we will start doing these in class, but if you have them already done, you can help your classmates, and also it gives you less stress during class. Just kind of a FYI, we are going to be doing the odds on this page. So 1 through 19 is the odds we're going to be going over in class. It is not an assignment, but it would be wise for you to have it ahead of time, especially if you're struggling at all with this concept. You'll have more time at home to work through this. I'm going to go ahead and talk about number 1 real quick, just so that you know what we're talking about here. Mr. Groves traveled 636 miles in 12 hours. Find his average rate of speed. So rate of speed is miles per hour. That is literally written as a division problem. So we have 636 miles, 12 hours. So 636 divided by 12 would equal his rate of speed, because that would be miles per hour. And the answer is in miles per hour. So that's me telling you the answer to number 1. I'm not writing it out for you, but I'm telling it to you. Number 3, read it, take apart the pieces, and that's all you've got to do for 1 through 14 or 13 in our case. And then on number 15, we're doing the same thing. So 1 through 19 is all about just kind of setting it up and then solving it. So make sure you're doing that on all of these. After you do a few of these, this will start to get good or get easy for you. If you're struggling, look at the examples, walk through the 4 steps for each one of these and get the answers. So thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you guys when we are in class again.